Welcome to the Florida Divorce Podcast, your source for the information you need to successfully get through your divorce and into the next exciting chapter of life. Now, here's your host, Attorney Scott Kalish.
Hey everyone, this is Scott Kalish. I am a divorce and family law attorney here in South Florida. Today I want to talk to you about saving money on attorney's fees when you're going through a divorce or a family law case, right? I would say that probably most attorneys, want you to spend, right? It's natural in business that they want you to spend as much money as possible. I take a little bit of a different approach. Obviously, I'm a businessman. I definitely want to make money, but at the same time, I want to help people. And I believe that the best form of marketing and the best form of business development is word of mouth, right? People having a positive, great experience and them organically, naturally spreading the word. I think that that's the most powerful marketing strategy there is, right, in business. And it's also the cheapest. So that's why I love it when people save money and overall have a great experience working with our firm. So today I want to talk to you and I want to share with you 3 strategies or 3 traps, right, to use or not to fall into if they're traps that are geared towards saving money on attorney's fees, right, when you're going through a divorce or family law case, right? So let's go through them. The first thing that I would say is keep a level head. Divorce is undoubtedly one of the most emotional areas of the law. Situations are often chaotic, right? There can be verbal and sometimes physical abuse between the spouses. Children's lives are often disrupted. It's definitely a real mess sometimes. I can say that obviously we're all humans and that we all obviously have a tendency to allow emotions to seep into our decision making. I can tell you that the moment that you allow your emotions to take control of your decision making is the moment that you give your spouse the advantage, right? You give your spouse the leg up, but it also is the moment that you almost guarantee yourself that you're going to be spending more money than necessary. And I'm not saying here, I'm not advocating that you can avoid emotions playing any role in your decision making, right? They're always going to play some role in your decision making, right? It's just not possible to totally exclude emotions from decision making. And I think to some extent, making decisions based on how you're feeling is okay sometimes, right? But what I'm talking about primarily is when people just totally lose control of logical, reasonable, rational decision making, and they are making decisions out of pure emotion. I'm a divorce attorney, right? So we have a lot of cases between the 3, attorneys here, and there are definitely cases that I have right now where I can honestly say the clients are making decisions based on emotions, right? And I certainly have cases against spouses where they're making decisions purely out of emotion, not out of logic and reason, right? So that's the first tip I want to share with you is that keep a level head, make decisions based on logic and reason rather than emotion, right? And this point ties into the second point that I'll share with you, which is exercise sound decision making, right? And what I mean by that is making good legal decisions. And you might be sitting there either in the gym listening to me or maybe on the drive home thinking to yourself, Scott, how can I be expected to make good legal decisions? That's why I have you to make the decisions for me, right? You're the expert. No, I am an expert, but I'm not the one that makes the decisions. The clients make the decisions. I tell clients from the get-go, a lot of clients, I say, hey, you're the captain of the ship. Think of me like the navigator. I'm the one that tells you. I look at the map. I check the weather. I tell you, hey, I think you should sail in this direction or that direction based on X, Y, and Z. Ultimately, the captain of the ship makes the final call. You determine which way we go. Okay. So when I say exercising sound decision making, making good legal decisions, 2 things are important, right? And I learned this early on as a young lawyer. 2 things are important. The law is 1 and the facts is 2, right? Those 2 things are extremely important when you're trying to make good legal decisions, right? And that's in any area of the law, right? The facts in the law is what matters, right? So strong legal decisions are based on solid facts, solid relevant facts, and obviously the applicable law, right? Weak decisions, right? Decisions that are subject to be challenged in court, right? Or decisions that are not based on the relevant facts and not based on the law, right? So weak decisions naturally are going to be challenged a lot more than strong legal decisions, right? So if you are someone that, finds themselves making a lot of bad legal decisions, you're going to find yourself in court a lot more. And guess what? The more time that you spend in court equals the more money you're spending on attorney's fees. So that's to the contrary, right? If you're making strong legal decisions, then those decisions are probably not going to be challenged as often. And if they do get challenged, well, if your spouse takes a position that can be deemed frivolous, they might be responsible for your attorney's fees at the end of the case or at the end of that particular issue, right? Once that issue is resolved. So that's the second thing I would say is really concentrate on exercising sound decision making, right? Make good legal decisions. And again, rely on your attorney to tell you, right? Hey, I think this is a strong decision based on this and this, or no, I don't think that that's a strong legal decision based on this or that. I mean, your attorney should be a great teacher, right? They need to explain to you and give you reasons why your decisions are strong or your decisions are weak, right? And help you understand why so that you can be in a position where you can make great legal decisions, right? And I could almost guarantee that if you are making good legal decisions, it's going to keep you out of court and it's going to thereby save you money, right? You're saving money on attorney's fees. The last thing I would say strategically use your attorney. As a divorce and family law attorney, I love working with people. I love working with clients. It's why I do what I do. I love hearing their stories. I love breaking bread. I love hearing, where they came from, how they got here. And I love hearing about their plans for the future and what they're going to do. Like, it's literally why I do what I do. With that said, you want to strategically use your attorney, right? And what I mean by that is you want to use them for the legal work. You don't want to use them necessarily for a therapy session, right? And I say that with the most respect, right? I mean, like I said before, there's nothing I love doing more than hearing and from my clients and talking to my clients, right? So, but also, right, talking to attorneys is expensive. Most of us, the vast majority of family law attorneys, they charge by the hour. So, and also, right, the vast majority of us are not licensed mental health professionals. We're not equipped, we're not trained to help you through the emotional side of this, the mental health side of this. So you don't want to use your attorney as your therapist. Obviously, the issues with divorce, definitely overlap with that, right? With the role of therapist at times, but you don't want to find yourself on, hour-long conversations about something that's totally irrelevant to the case. And if you're able to follow that piece of advice, you'll definitely save money. So those are the three things that I just wanted to share with you. I think that if you're able to master, those three areas, keeping a level head, exercising, good sound decision making, right? Making good legal decisions, and then also strategically using your attorney. If you're able to master those three things, you're going to be in a lot better shape than you would otherwise be in terms of attorney's fees. So I really appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. I hope you guys are getting value from it. Just wanted to let you know that we started a Facebook group recently, right? I'll put the link in the show notes. The Facebook group is really designed for people that want more information about divorce. They can use it as another resource to ask questions. I'll be in there answering questions. I also have, some experts in there, a forensic accountant. If questions come up, please feel free to ask those questions, and just another resource to equip yourself with knowledge, and just a place for people to get support as well if they're going through some of these issues. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But yeah, that's it. Also, if you're listening to the podcast and you're finding it valuable, please give it a 5-star review on wherever you're listening. But that's it for today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Florida Divorce Podcast. To learn the 10 secrets behind every successful divorce, visit floridadivorcepodcast.com. If you'd like Scott's help in your divorce case, go to kjlawfla.com.